Hi everyone, this is Thomas King, and today I'd like to present to you my lecture, lesson 2B, on the fork. So what is a fork? Well, put simply, a fork is a tactical device, or a tactical maneuver, in which a piece or pawn uses superior force to attack two pieces at the same time. It has to have superior force, or else it doesn't count as a fork. The idea being that we attack two pieces at once, he can only defend one, we take the other. Now, this is something, it's a very common tactic. Many beginners think that only knights can accomplish forks, because they have the most common and often the most powerful forks. But in fact, all the other pieces, and this does not discount the king, are capable of forks. Now, when we hear about knight forks, this is probably the most common example. Knight g5. We're attacking f7 here. We have superior force, two attackers. Black has one defender. That one defender is the king. So superior force, white's don't need to take. And if black plays bishop e7 here, then white has the fork. Knight takes f7. Note that the queen and the rook are both en prise. So, on to our next example. Now, so first we'll look at knight forks, since they are the most common. Now, evaluate the move here, rook to b5. What do you think of that move? Can white win with a fork? The answer is yes, because now we have knight c7 check. King and the rook are both en prise, so after king b7, knight takes b5, we now have a 1 endgame. Okay, same example there. Okay, so what would you do here if black played rook to c6? Does white have a winning move? Now, not all forks are as a result of the knight. And so with this in mind, we can see that the bishop can attack the king along the b1 to h7 diagonal. And it can attack the rook along the h1 to c6 diagonal. In both cases, we have superior force. So after the king moves, so for example g7, the black rook on c6 falls, and now white has a winning endgame. Rooks too can accomplish forks. If knight to d5, what would you play as white? The answer is of course rook to d5, attacking this knight on c5 and this knight on f5. So here, black loses a piece and will have a losing endgame. But of course queens can as well. Queens are the most powerful pieces. They can attack along ranks and diagonals. If a rook can fork, surely a queen can. And perhaps the most known example of a queen fork comes when white attempts the scholar's mate with what is known by some as the putzer opening. For those of you unaware, putzer is a term used to refer to weak chess players. And if black plays this horrible move g6, you have a fork. Queen checks the king on h8, on e8 rather, attacks the rook on h8. We have superior force in both cases. White is going to win a rook. Pardon me. Now here, after king c3, rook b1, bishop e4 check. Okay, in fact this is a bad example. This bishop's en prise. So I suppose we'll just set up a different start board. I'll put the bishop on h1. Okay, go back a move. So imagine this position we've got here. Even the king can fork, of course, because we attack two pieces. And if the rook comes to b1, where it does defend the knight, well then we've just got bishop e4 check. Again, using superior force, and now white can draw this endgame, which he should not have been able to do. Okay? So, take for example this position here. Now, evaluate this move here, knight takes e4. Can white simply win a piece with knight takes e4? The answer is yes, because black has the pawn fork, d5, attacking two pieces at once. In both cases having superior force, black wins back his piece, and in fact is usually regarded as slightly better here, since he has a lead in space, and can easily develop his bishops along the c8 to h3 and f8 to a3 diagonals. But these are strategic considerations. We'll discuss them later. Okay, now here white played the move rook takes c6. Now, upon realizing that black can play rook takes c6, should white just throw in the towel? Is he lost here? I mean, surely this is just a hopeless position to be in for white. Well, if you said yeah, if you agreed with me then you're wrong, because white can play queen takes c6. Sorry, not queen takes c6. If queen takes c6, then we have queen takes f5, reaching an equal position. Rather, white can play knight to e7 check, king f8, then knight takes, rook takes, then white has won a queen and a pawn for a rook and a knight. White is winning here. Okay, so that's all I wanted to look at for forks. It's a very simple tactic, so long as you're already aware of superior force. So I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and see you next time. I believe my next lecture will be on the skewer. So see you then.